So do you teach padel yourself? Do you
No,
play?
It's my fault.
I was a total beginner at padel, and suddenly during the end of the lockdown, a club started being built in our village, and on our walks, which was all we could do during lockdown, we were watching the progress of this club being built, and these beautiful courts, which were built by a swimming pool and a lovely bar with all gazebo-y, plants that were all growing around it. It looked absolutely gorgeous. And I thought, oh, I need to belong to this club. So
I had a group of 6 guys I was already playing with, and I said to him, you can't play with me.
He wouldn't let me play paddle with him because he's too good. So I thought, well, I've got to join this club and find some like-minded people. So I went along to a pre-opening day, pushed my way into a club of players that had moved from another town to join this new one. And I asked if I could join, and the management there said, well, no, you can't, because this is a group that's been going for a while, and they are, they've got their numbers, they don't need anyone else. They said, but you could start one. And I said, well, I've never started anything like that in my life. And they said, well, there's no reason why you couldn't. And I kind of thought about it for a second or two. And I said, oh, actually, I think I know a way I could start a club. And I thought of the Facebook groups that I was already part of. And I thought, well, I could, there's nothing to be lost to reach out amongst those groups and say, are there any other people out there that would like to try? They're beginners, they want to learn, Oh my goodness, you should have seen the response. So the first week I had 2 courts of people, about 8 people. And by the second week, I was taking all the courts, and then by the 4th week I had to have another day a week, and gradually added it to now I have 5 days a week where I take all the courts. I have 24 people playing each time, and my WhatsApp group has now actually gone to 200.
And I'd say about 90% are retirees, right?
Yeah.
And
they're all over 50.
And a huge percentage are coming for the social.
Yeah.
And that's again, that shows you what people are looking for. They want to be part of the community.
Yeah.
And they're joining all the evenings, and
it's the
fun.
evenings I set up, because I said, oh well, we have to play at 4:30 till 6, because then it can morph straight into après paddle drinks, and then we can have dinners and gatherings. And that's exactly what's happened. And I've met the most lovely people. Some of them don't live here full time, but they book their paddle courts with me 6 weeks in advance when they know they're coming out, and it's just a phenomenon, honestly. It's the best game. If I can learn it from nothing, like no ball sports ever, to being able to play like I do now, it just proves that anyone can learn it. I do have a lot of lessons, I have to say. Once a week I have a lesson, but and anyone that's done any sports in their past, like tennis, racquetball, squash, pickleball, badminton, even table tennis, they have a head start. And it, because it's doubles, it's very sociable. It's also a funny game, so there's a lot of laughter. It's not snobby and like, oh, they're no good and that sort of thing. It's accessible, easy, fun, and we have whole families that come as well. It's brilliant. So for every age.
I'll definitely come to visit. Do you play padel, Susanne? No. It's known as French tennis, yeah, in English. Is that French tennis? I think that's what I heard before.
We just call it paddle.
Paddle tennis.
We just call it paddle tennis. Or paddle tennis. But we don't. European padel, but we just say paddle.
Paddle.
Been big in Spain for many years, and now it's spreading across the rest of Europe.
It's in England now. It's taking off. It's taken a bit of time to take off there.
Sweden
is
it's popular.
Really spreading now. It spread all around Sweden and Norway before the UK. Spain is the center of it in Europe. And it started in South America. That's where it was really huge first. But it's getting bigger and bigger. And there's a whole organization that's trying to get it into the Olympics. But they have to have national championships in 75 countries before you can get into the Olympics. So,
it's fascinating. So are you now better than Simon because he didn't want you to play with his team? And now I bet he's scared to play with you.
I'm not even as good as Simon, but the other day they were short of a player, and reluctantly, but they invited me to fill the gap. So, and I was all right. I didn't do too badly.
Amazing. Well, Louise, it's really fascinating to hear that all from you, because I know you are a sports journalist. Am I right? And you write about ski.
Skiing is my sport.
Ski is your business.
Skiing is rather different than paddle, but
definitely
it helps in terms of just general fitness, I suppose. But yeah, the last 15 years of my career has been writing about skiing and ski tourism, and then some general tourism as well. Because of our extensive travels, we've done things like Semester at Sea, which is a 4-month round-the-world voyage for academics, students, and people who just want to learn about the world. We've done that 3 times, and we go on board. Simon's a professor, and I get jobs on board. And so, we've traveled around the world. We see so many countries from quite an interesting perspective, because you go into places not as an out-and-out tourist, but more as sort of doing some kind of
sight learning.
Learning, they call it, rather than sightseeing. And, we tend to be learning something or giving to a community and getting involved in things. So that's been very useful for some interesting articles. I've written stuff from Myanmar. I've written stuff from towns, in Ghana that people don't normally go to as a tourist. And it's been useful in my career, but also in, just developing your insights into the world. And
definitely.
And it has helped over the decades to kind of decide, to help us coalesce where we really want to spend our last part of our life. We hate the word retirement, and we have troubleshooting that word. We can't come up with a better word. It's so annoying.
Redefine,
Anything but retirement, because retirement sounds like you're tired and you're not doing anything. And it's so opposite to what is the actual case, So, but yeah, if anyone can come up with a better word, because that really is a hackneyed old word that, it's obsolete these days.
Yeah, let's start a campaign now and ask our viewers to come up with better words to. Retirement is definitely not a good word, and that I'm totally with you on that. Well, you and Simon as well. Sorry, we don't have time to talk about you, but you are established professor from. Am I saying, is it Columbia University?
University of South Carolina. Yeah,
South Carolina.
University
Sorry,
of South Carolina. They're based in Columbia. Yep.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so I wasn't too wrong. And thanks for sharing. You have a fantastic know-how, personal know-how of life, of relocating, but also your academic experience. Louise with her experience of as a writer, and also with all your research, and you put together this fantastic book, which I think is really helpful. And I will say again, if you are thinking of looking for retirement destinations, go and have a look at the guide, the worldwide guide to retirement destinations. It's on sale on Amazon, correct? Am I correct? Amazon. And now, because we don't have much time, I'd like you guys to share your final tips to anyone who is looking to retire abroad. Susan, do you want to?
I would say research, and talk to people. It's very important to get the facts about where you want to go, and also realize what is it that you really want and that you're happy with.
Okay. And how about you guys? Simon, Louise, Algarve people?
That is the first tip, definitely, the research.
I think a big one is join in. Never turn down an invite. We don't.
Yeah.
Be part of the community. Don't be afraid to just dive in head first.
And volunteer for anything that you can see that there is to volunteer for. Ask people about volunteer opportunities. And then, that ends up, it's a two-way thing. You're giving your time, but from it you get so much. You get so much, interaction with other people that perhaps have lived in the area, for years. And they have so much to offer in terms of friendship, but also advice and information. One day, someone said to me, I was volunteering at a charity called Madrugada. And somebody came in and said, "Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just got my residency document." And it took me half an hour. And we were in the process of getting this sort of thing. So I said, "Oh, where did you go and what did you do?" So literally the next day, this was a Thursday, on the Friday, we went to the Camera, which is the town hall, in the morning, and we did exactly what she said. We went to the desk. We said, "Can we have an appointment to get our residency, please?" They said, "Yes, come back at 4 o'clock." We came back at 4 o'clock, half an hour later.
30 euros.
Yeah, we paid 30 euros. We had our residency certificates. And I said to the guy, "Right, so what's the next step?" And he said, "There isn't another step." He said, "You are residents, that's it." And I said, "Oh my goodness, we should have planned a party." You know, it was so quick. And somehow the system, maybe slightly to do with the pandemic at the time, which was part of the pandemic, they'd suddenly made the system easier. And we just heard about it because I was volunteering in the charity shop. And so that saved us so much time and effort and, driving about and worry. We thought we had to go to Faro, which is an hour away. And actually we were able to go 10 minutes away to the town near us. So yeah, I mean, you've got to belong. You have to belong. If you're in a community with those kind of things, it depends where you're living, obviously. We're in a village and there is a big community here. And it doesn't matter what your interests are. There must be something that would, interest you. And I also think it's quite nice to try things you've never tried before and stretch your mind, get rid of a fixed mindset, try things. It's almost like being a kid again, where your parents are sending you for lessons or clubs, to try and see if you're sporty or you're good at art or whatever else. This is your second opportunity to try the same things and join things. And find your niche, in the local community.
Definitely, I agree with you. And I'm really glad you had this experience with your residency. That sounds like a dream. So quick. So now we're reaching the end, and I'm afraid we have to wrap up. But it was amazing to have you here, sharing your experiences and some valuable tips on retirement. Unfortunately, this is the word that we have right now, but hopefully we'll find something more exciting that doesn't sound like you're tired, to convey such a beautiful moment of your life. It's a moment of reinvention, of redirection, and it's definitely not about getting tired, and definitely about relaxation, but it's more about reinvention and relocation. So I thank you all for being here in our studios. I hope you got all the tips that you need if you are starting your research. We will share some links here. We will share the link to the Worldwide Guide of Retirement on Amazon. We will also share some valuable articles that our team at Global Citizen Solutions put together on Americans retiring in Portugal, and also we will share some links about the non-habitual residency scheme in Portugal, and a couple of other information that might be useful from other countries as well. And that's it. So it was great having you here. And last but not least, please hit like and subscribe to our channel for more treats coming on your way. Thank you very much. Obrigada.